Hi guys, and welcome back to another ride. Today I'm out on the Tyre 900 GT Pro for another ride, and this time I want to bring you along and just chat about the first 1,500 miles I've done on this bike. I know it's not a lot of miles. I've been doing a lot of EUC riding and cycling and so forth. I haven't had really a chance to get out on the bike for some long trips. But I just want to talk about the bike and how I've felt about the first 1,500 miles on the bike. So let's get going. I'm going to show you around the bike so you can see how it's been holding up for pretty much a good chunk of winter, and then also a whole summer series, because we're now in moving into autumn. So let's have a look around the bike. Just from the front, I do like when the daylight running lights are on. That's really awesome. But it's mostly, as you can see, it's not very clean at the moment. But there's the exhaust headers as well, so you can see that's usually the stuff that cakes up the most. And the radiators, they all look fine. The shocks as well, they're pretty clean. And again at the rear, you can really see it's been clean. Going back down to the other side, the chain is one of the things that I still need to get my head around. My previous bikes were all shaft driven BMW, just to get the right chain lube and wax for that. Another thing as well, if you have a look down there, that's very clean as well. And the shock as well. My F850 GS was always super gunky down there, just because I couldn't really get in there. But this has been keeping it fairly clean down there. There's the quick shifter. It's a mechanical that ties into the system. So it's got a sensor, so it can be fine-tuned as far as I understand. But yeah, really been happy with this bike. So let's jump on the bike and let's talk about the first 1,500 miles. There we go. Clutch in and off we go. Okay. .30-mile-an-hour zone. Okay guys, well thank you much for joining me on this 1,500 mile update. If you do like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It is much appreciated. I want to get to 2,000 subscribers. I know it's going to be quite tough, but I'm going to keep on making videos on this bike and giving you guys some experience on how I find this Triumph Tyre 900 GT Pro. It's really a mouthful, to be honest. I could have just left all the other stuff out, but yeah. So guys, let's cover this bike quickly. I want to start at the front. Firstly is the tires. The tires is really good. They've got Keis on, and I've been super happy with the performance in wet and in dry grip. Dry is usually not a big issue. It's usually in the wet, especially in the UK. You want to have a confidence feel in your tires, because you only have two. It's not like a car. So been very happy with how it makes the ride and how it feels. It's just been really solid. Using the quick shifter down there, a mixture of quick shifter and the gears. There we go. Quick shifter, beautiful. So yeah, super happy with the tires. Then the other thing that I want to cover is the wind protection. Wind protection and the comfort of being in the cabin. Now I'm 5'11". This screen of mine is set to its lower setting, and I haven't been experiencing any buffeting or anything. On longer rides, like 2 hours, it's been perfectly fine. The thing that I do find is when you're not a biker that rides every day, you need to get bike fit again. And when you go on a, say, a 2 or 3 hour ride, you might be caught off guard the next morning and being all the muscles being quite sore in your body. So it's not you're not coming down with a flu or a cold. It's just your muscles not used to it. But yeah, the comfort in the cabin is really nice. My arms are slightly bent, my shoulders is nice and relaxed, and I sit nice and upright. And it's just really it really covers everything that I need. You know, it's got heated grips, it's got the heated seat, a little bit of overkill. I would definitely go for the heated grips if I have an option on a, say, the 850. Okay, so I don't know where the mics, the recording stopped, but let me just cover that part off again. You know, about the cabin and the comfortable area within the cabin. You know, my arms are nicely bent, slight bend in it. There's a good enough distance between the screen and me. My screen is on its lowest setting. As I said, I'm 5'11", 75 kilogram rider, so super light. And as I was saying again, you know, if you've got a iPhone and you have to switch to an Android, then it is also complex. So the switch gears and the little joystick is not that difficult. Woo! It's funny how when you have a quick shifter, you you still want to close the throttle when you shift up, even if you don't use the clutch. Just something that you well, it's built into me. So, but that's not ideal. So when you use the quick shifter, you just have to keep the taps open and just change up. And when you change down, you close the throttle and you change down. So yeah, comfortable ride on the bike. You know, relaxed shoulders. I actually very little wind on my helmet. I actually took out one of the chin curtains just because it was getting it doesn't have enough airflow into the helmet, and the helmet was fogging up and whatever. So I'm going to check this out in the winter time if that actually changes. So moving down to the seat. The seat, as I said, can probably get I can get a solid 2 hours of riding out of it. Then my bum becomes numb. It is heated, so it is quite a weird sensation to have a heated seat when you're sitting like this style. It's like a Bernie bum feel, but it's nice to have, especially if it's really cold and you smashing out the miles to into Europe or something in that line. It's nice to have heated grips and a heated seat. Anything where the bike can supply you with heat compared to you having to generate the heat, because that keeps the body and everything just nice and warm, nice and cozy. So that's the comfort, that's the seat covered. As I said, it's got heated grips, that works quite well as well. Super happy with that. Then I'm going to talk about the engine. You know, it's only done 1,500 miles now, but the engine is just such a nice, easy to live with engine. In the small towns, it's not jerky and jumpy. You drop it down to fourth. You know, fourth, I'm doing 27 miles an hour, and it's just really nice and smooth. Even I found myself a few times stopping at the traffic light, and then pulling away in third. It's not ideal, but yeah, the bike can pull away in third without any issues. Sometimes quite weird, but yeah. So there you see, I use the normal shifter, and then when I'm in fifth, I just clip it over to 6 with a quick shifter. So let's talk about the quick shifter. This is it's a addition to the bike, but with the GT Pro it comes standard. It is it's a little unit, as you've seen in the intro, part of the video, that ties into the bike and into the computer, so it can be fine-tuned, as far as I understand from the dealer. So if you have problems with your quick shifter, you can take it into a dealer and they can make sure that everything lines up, because the engine needs to know when it needs to do the shifting, so the computer needs to tell it when it's right to actually shift and do all the shifting. But a quick shifter is one of those things. It is absolutely awesome to have. If you don't have it, you're probably not going to miss it. That's sort of as simple as that. If I don't have a quick shifter, I actually just like riding the bike as per normal. But it's so nice to actually have it, because you can just really just clip it up, and the quick shifter shifts better than any person can. So it is very, very nice. What I also found is if you have a passenger on and you use the quick shifter, they don't get that forward and backward motion. Well, maybe my shifting is just bad, but you know, when you pull away, the pillion moves back, and then when you shift usually much longer than a quick shifter, and they come crashing forward and bump into your helmet. With a quick shifter, it basically keeps that upshift so smooth. It's almost like an automatic gearbox. So that's the quick shifter. The other thing that I want to mention, just looping back to the weather protection. So I've ridden the bike in the rain, it's perfectly fine, my hands stay dry. And that's sort of one of those things again that I would say, if you go for the 850 Sport that doesn't come with a hand guards, invest in the hand guards. Anything that keeps the wind and rain and weather off your hands, especially if you've got heated grips, it makes such a big difference. So, and also with the screen and those little fins in the front, they really keep the weather off your main area of your chest. So that is really awesome. What I did want to mention, your knees is nice and dry as well. Sides of your legs gets a little bit wet, but then also your feet gets wet. So I've driven through some puddles and stuff when it was raining, and your boots get wet. So just as a reminder, so if you don't have waterproof shoes or boots or whatever, if you go through water, it's going to splash onto your water. Even if you ride in a dry environment, where you go through what do you call it? When you go through some water, or standing water, or river crossing, or a little just a water crossing, just be aware that the tire kicks up. It makes the V perfectly, and it falls onto your boots. Because I did that, and luckily my shoes are dry, but you can feel it. It basically splashes straight onto your boots. Yeah, the engine is just an easy to live with engine. It's just really awesome. Really enjoying it. And then the other thing is the sound. You know, the sound of the engine is just absolutely beautiful. I've had a few BMWs, the big Gearbox, and that sound is a very distinctive BMW sound. That twin engine, super love that sound. But when I went down to the 850 GS BMW, I had the 650 with the Rotex engine in, and then I went up to the 850. It is just it's sort of a bit more of an engine that doesn't have that absolutely lovely sound. You know, a bike can have all the bells and the whistles, but if it doesn't have that beating heart, I don't know if you guys have the same thing, but if it doesn't have that sound that comes with the engine, the feel or whatever, then it becomes to me like a too much of a clinical bike. I know BMW likes doing like clinical bikes that's super sharp and whatever, but yeah, the BMW Boxer engine it's got that soul. It's got got the beating heart of that engine, and from the retro range all the way to the sport range or the touring range, that engine just sounds absolutely beautiful. And this is exactly the same with the Tiger. You know, the Tiger has got this 800 or 890 whatever cc engine. It just really makes the bike. It's got the cross crank firing sound, so it performs more like a twin, but it's still got that Tiger sound. That's absolutely lovely. And then, guys, you know, it's you know, as I was saying earlier, you know, this the what do you call it, the infotainment system, if you want to call it that. But the screen with the things, with how to start the bike and so forth. For me, it's been really easy to get used to and sort of learn. And I think I'll make a separate video just to go through all the clusters of what I've got on this side, what I've got on that side, and then on the screen. One thing that does annoy me is you can't see the mileage on the bike. So if there's any Triumph owners out there that know where the mileage would be, except you know I can go and look in the app when you link your phone to it. But if I don't link the app, then where in this console can I see the mileage on the bike, how many miles it's done? So yeah, if you have any comments about that, please drop it down below. If you have any feedback or questions about the Tiger 900, please drop it in the comments below and I will try and answer them. But yeah, guys, I've been super happy with this bike. I've also been looking at a Honda CRF 300L, the rally version, to see if I can even downscale more. But every time I get onto the Tiger just impresses me with how easy it is to ride, and just, you know, just throw your leg around, lob some fuel in, and just go. It's just absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video, quick update. And again, as I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It would be much appreciated. And if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you on the next one. Cheers.